start from here when the youngest goes back to town. The youngest, as he ran towards the town, kept turning over, rolling up and down in his heart the beauty of those bright new florins, saying, Lord, to think I might have all that treasure to myself alone. Could there be anyone beneath the throne of God so happy as I then should be? So he's thinking about possibly having all that treasure to himself. And so the fiend, which is another example, fourth example of personification, the fiend represents the devil. It's personifying, Satan. Our common enemy was given power to put it in his thought that there was always poison to be bought, and that with poison he could kill his friends. To men in such a state the devil sends thoughts of this kind and has full permission to lure them on to sorrow and perdition. For this young man was utterly content to kill them both and never to repent. So he wants to kill his friends so that he can have all the money to himself. And on he ran. He had no thought to tarry. Came to the town, found an apothecary. An apothecary would be like today, like a pharmacist. Somebody who deals with medicine, and said, sell me some poison if you will. I have a lot of rats I want to kill. And there's a polecat too about my yard that takes my chickens and it hits me hard. But I'll get even, as is only right, with venom that destroy a man by night. The chemist answered, I've a preparation which you shall have, and by my soul's salvation, if any living creature eat or drink a mouthful ere he has the time to think, though he took less that makes a grain of wheat, you'll see him fall down dying at your feet. Yes, die he must, and in so short a while, you hardly have the time to walk a mile. The poison is so strong, you understand. So he says, yeah, I got something for you, and it's very strong. This cursed fellow grabbed into his hand the box of poison, and away he ran into a neighboring street, and found a man who lent him 3 large bottles. He withdrew and deftly poured the poison into 2. So he puts poison into 2 of the bottles, and obviously not the third, because he's drinking the third. He kept the third one clean, as well he might, for his own drink, meaning to work all night, stacking the gold and carrying it away. And when this rider, this devil's clay, had filled his bottle up with wine, all 3, back to rejoin his comrades sauntered he. So he fills them up with the wine, and then he goes back to his friends. Well, he thinks they're his friends. Calls them his friends, but really they're not, because they're both planning on plotting on going against each other. Why make a sermon of it? Why waste breath? Exactly in the way they'd planned his death, they fell on him and slew him 2 to 1. Then said the first of them when this was done, now for a drink, sit down, let's be merry, for later on there'll be the corpse to bury. And as it happened, reaching for a sup, he took a bottle full of poison up and drank, and his companion, nothing loth, drank from it also, and they perished both. So it happened. He says, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I'm not going to go into detail, but what they had planned, they followed through on. They killed their friend. And then after, they wanted to celebrate and have a drink, and they drink, and they drink the 2 that had the poison in it. So did they find death by the tree? Yes, they did, because now they're all dead by that tree. Okay, so now this is the pardoner addressing the people, the other pilgrims on the pilgrimage, kind of summing up his story. There is in Avencia's long relation concerning poison and its operation. Trust me, no ghastlier section to transcend what these 2 wretches suffered at their end. Thus these 2 murderers received their due, so did the treacherous young prisoners too. So they all died horrible, painful deaths. O cursed sin, O blackguardly excess, O treacherous homicide, O wickedness, O gluttony that lusted on and diced. Dearly, brother, God forgive your sin, and keep you from the vice of avarice. My holy pardon frees you all of this, provided that you make the right approaches, that is, with sterling rings or silver brooches. Bow down your heads under this holy bull. Come on, you women, offer up your wool. I'll write your name unto my ledger, so into the bliss of heaven you shall go. So he says, all right, everybody, pass up your pardons, give me your rings and your silver and all your jewelry and anything that's worth anything, so that your name can be in the ledger, or the, the book of God, so that you will go to heaven. So even though he preaches against avarice, he, like we said before, is full of avarice, but he really knows how to go tell a good story about this. Okay, let me continue. Almost done. For I'll absolve you by my holy power. You that make offering, cleanse as at the hour when you were born. That, sirs, is how I preach. And Jesus Christ, soul's healer, I, the leech of every soul, grant pardon and relieve you of sin, for that is best. I won't deceive you. One thing I should have mentioned in my tale, dear people. I've some relics in my bale, and pardons too, as full and fine, I hope, as in England given me by the Pope. If there be any among you that is willing to have my absolution for a shilling, devoutly given, come, and do not harden your hearts, but kneel in humbleness for pardon. Or else receive my pardon as we go. You can renew it every town or so, always provided that you still renew each time, and in good money what is due. It is an honor to you to have found a pardoner with his credentials sound, who can absolve you, and you ply the spur in any accident that may occur. For instance, we are all at fortune's beck. Your horse may throw you down and break your neck. What a security it is to all to have me here among you, and that call with pardon for the lowly and the great when soul leaves body for the future state. So he says, you guys are really lucky that you have me here on this trip. What if you fall off your horse and break your neck? You would be pardoned because you bought my pardons right before that. So he continues with this manipulation and, tricking them into, giving them what they had so that they can be forgiven for their sins. And I advise our host here to begin, the most enveloped of you all in sin. Come forward, host, you shall be the first to pay, and kiss my holy relics right away. Only a groat. Come on, unbuckle your purse. So, that's the end of the Pardoner's Tale. So hopefully you wrote down 20 good facts or, events that occur, and, the sequence of events in the story. I hope you made note also of the examples of personification, because the next assignment is you're going to be creating a Google slide presentation sequencing the story and also giving it examples of personification, and that's actually going to count as an assessment for this story. Alrighty, talk to you guys soon. Bye.